Good evening and welcome to Tavern 26 for the Campbell Memorial Red Devil Show, Coach's Corner edition here. I'm here with Coach Jermaine Venable. Coach, thank you so much here for joining me here on the
Thanks for
show.
having me.
All right, so first things first here, congratulations. A big win last week against St. Thomas Aquinas. I mean, just talk about that game. How would you maybe assess your team? How would you give them, maybe what grade would you give them?
I would say a B. We could have worked a little harder up front. Travel became a little bit of an issue coming through Portage County during the fair time, but we got there, got everything done. Some guys stood out, did a lot of work, but we can still grow.
Absolutely, always room for improvement. That's not a bad motto right there to have. So I got some information from you from Coach King here, and he was able to tell me here that you're primarily there on the defensive line. That's your main job there when it comes to coaching. I mean, you got to be proud of their performance, obviously, with that big shutout there, not letting that Aquinas team come and get anything on you guys offensively there. So, I mean, just what were you doing with them then, and what are you doing with them this week to get ready for LeBray?
Well, last week we rotated a lot of guys, got a lot of guys in, kept a lot of fresh bodies. I think that helped us out. This week it'll be the same thing because this Friday looks like it's going to be just like the rest of this week, a little warmer during kickoff. So the key is going to be just keep working all week and building depth so we can have a lot of guys that can go in there.
That sounds great here. Like you said, it's hot today, too. I know a lot of guys didn't show up today just because I'm sure that. And also, you were mentioning it's fair season. I'm sure some guys are over at the Canfield Fair trying to get in there early before everything starts to get too crowded as well. So, yeah, it's great to see that they're having that fun, though, today. And it's great to see that you guys having fun out there on the field as well. I also heard that you like to help out with the O-line as well. I mean, can you just talk a little bit about that and how they've done and what you're expecting from them as well?
Yeah, we had a lot of guys that we had to replace from last year. I mean, guys like Jordy Gore and Matt Kozarency, but these guys are stepping up to the charge. I mean, right now we're playing the best five guys regardless of position, so every week is your job to take.
No, absolutely there. Just next man up, steps up. Whoever's impressed you the most, that's who gets the nod, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So I also got a little bit more there from you as well, from your head coach there in King. He described you as a camel guy, somebody that's a big part of this community here. Seems that you get involved here with the schools. He said that you work with the elementary school a lot.
Yes.
And the community as well. Seems like you seem to love this community as well. That's a big reason why you're here, right? So
yes.
How does your passion here for this town and for this team just motivate you to get out of bed every morning here and get to work and make a difference?
I mean, the biggest thing is I played football, not the same field. Of course, we didn't have turf, but down at the same stadium. Graduated from Campbell. I worked almost 16 years in the school district, so my heart bleeds it. My wife, most of my family graduated from Campbell. 2 of my 3 kids have graduated from here, so I'm committed.
Committed right there. And he did bring up that you work at the elementary school. What do you do over there?
I do in-school suspension.
In-school suspension,
Yes.
All right. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting maybe teacher or tutor or something.
Yeah, but in-school suspension, I like the discipline.
Well, hey, that's why you're on the defense. That's why you're working in football, right? You got to be
Yes.
able to just have those hard knocks here, if you will, with these kids and, doing it, starting it young there, making sure they know, hey, there's some authority. That's never a bad thing, and making sure that they get on the right track by the time they get up here to high school.
Yeah, because most of these guys, they usually cross my path at some point in time already, so.
Well, hey, and it sounds like they're getting a lot better, though, obviously, and, hey, they're here for a reason, right?
Yes.
You guys trust them, you love them, so that's great to hear. All right, so I've got some more broad questions here, some more general questions for you, just moving forward here. So who would you say is your biggest source of support here? It could be a family member, anybody.
Oh, my wife, any coach. I don't care who you are, the amount of hours that it takes to coach varsity football. If you have a family, you don't have that lady behind you, it's impossible to give the commitment that you need in order to have success.
That seems to be a general answer, right there for that question, which, I mean, it's a great answer, though, obviously. There's a lot of commitment, a lot of sacrifice on their end, too, not just from your end, so it's great to hear that. Would you like to give a shout-out to her and maybe any other members of your family who might be watching this?
Yep, shout-out to my wife, Chantel, for being there, letting me be able to do this, and shout-out to my sons for helping with your younger brother.
That's great to hear that they're helping out, too. Hey, it sounds like, again, you're the discipline man, so you're making sure that they're right there helping you right there in the foxhole, I guess.
Yes.
So who would you say is your biggest role model here? I mean, I know you're an adult. I know that you might think, I don't need a role model anymore. I am my own role model. But, I mean, maybe even if you don't feel you have one now, which, I mean, I'm an adult, too, I know, so I still have one. I'm younger than you, but still. I mean, who would you say was your big role model?
My biggest role model was my dad, who passed earlier this year in January, but he definitely instilled everything that I have in me. Values, just a hard blue-collar worker his whole life, 38 years at one job, and he definitely put those values in me.
That's great to hear right now. Obviously, family's important to everybody, and it sounds like it's important to you as well. Sorry to hear about your father's passing, but it sounds like he was a great man.
Yes, he was. Appreciate it.
All right, so trying to go on a little bit more of a less somber note here. Again, nothing against that. It was a great answer. We're here at Tavern 26, obviously the host here of the Campbell Memorial Red Devil Show. Shout out again to Tavern 26 for hosting us every week here for all 10 weeks of the football season. Great food, great menu. And speaking of the menu here, I like to ask this question. I asked this last week to your head coach. I asked this last week to the two players that I talked to as well. What would you say is your favorite menu item here, right in front of us? If you don't have one, you can take a look. What sounds the best to you?
Haddock tacos. Wow. Yeah.
What'd you say that was again?
Haddock tacos.
And what are they
I'm a
putting
big
there?
seafood. Beer batter, haddock, bites, lettuce, cheese, mango salsa, tortilla.
Big seafood guy, you said?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, gotta love seafood here. I mean, and it's great to see that you got a lot of options here. There's a lot of options here, and there's always some great specials. I know tomorrow they've got their wing special as always. It seems like it should be Wednesday, right? Wing Wednesday just makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they missed the mark on that one, but you know what? It's still a great deal, still a great value, and there's still always something here at Tavern 26. And, hey, maybe they'll take our suggestion here of moving that wings to Wednesday. And
Yes.
I mean, again, it just makes sense, right? And we get
can-
more
we
people
can make
coming
it
to
all
the
just come
show.
together,
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. More coming
Yes.
together. We'll have some good food, good wings. Yeah, perfect idea right there. But I'm sure they're not listening to us, and that's fine. Hey, who would?
Yep.
Well, hey, thanks again here to Tavern 26 for hosting us, the host here of the Campbell Memorial Red Devil Show in this installment here of Coach's Corner. Coach Jermaine Venable, thank you so much here for joining us this week. Good luck in your upcoming game against LeBray.
Thank you. Pleasure having me.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch you guys. I'm going to be on the call for you, so I can't wait to see how you guys do firsthand. We're going to be bringing it to the people. Again, that's live on ysnlive.com, kickoff at 7 p.m. If you can't make it to the home opener, again, we've got you covered right here. Thanks again to the coach. Thanks again to Tavern 26. And we'll see you guys next week right here on the Campbell Memorial Red Devil Show.